How big could that looming red wave get?
We begin this Sunday morning with expectations of a red wave this Tuesday.
As we predicted repeatedly on this show, key races across the country were decided by razor-thin margins, many elections yet to be called. This is not a surprise. We knew it would be extremely tight. We warned all of you every night. In fact,
I think this election is going to be a red wave. I think we're going to win.
You know what? I think, your predictions of a red wave are accurate. And the reason I say that is because now even the mainstream media is catching up.
We've been hearing, is it going to be a red wave? Is it going to be a red tsunami? I think it's going to be a red hurricane.
now, I can't say for sure where the rumors of the red tsunami started because polls in almost every key race were within the margin of error, mostly only 1 or 2 points, and every state a bellwether, a swing state. The glowing predictions of a big red wave were, frankly, a little foolish.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and deflect, evade, and accuse. It isn't exactly quantum physics to figure out that's the entire Republican Party message strategy. Republicans are supposed to immediately lower gas prices the moment they walk into Congress if they get the majority. How are they going to do that exactly? Doesn't that sound like communism? Well, guess what? Like every other Republican talking point, it's a lie.
I have a rule in life: never overpromise and underdeliver. You want to, underpromise and overdeliver.
When the red wave comes, and it is coming, Joe Biden's political utility is over.
Are we in for a red win here or a red wave?
Red wave or red tsunami? What are you feeling today?
I'm feeling red wave.
This is a deeply divided country. People will vote for a Democrat just so they have a rubber stamp, as long as they have a pulse, where, by the way, turnout matters and every single vote is critical.
But it's all a well-proven scientific fact that Republican voters can't tell fact from fiction. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's trickle-down economics. Yet they've shared that very same cozy relationship with their voter base since Reagan clicked his spurs and said your freedom is dependent on the size of my wallet. Here we have one of the true darlings of the MAGA movement, Sean Hannity, tucking tail and cowering under the table after his long forecast red tsunami materialized as yet another tiny trickle. Like a good little Republican, he lies and denies he ever suggested anything like a red wave, despite the fact you can look up every episode of his stupid show for the last 2 years where 99% of the airtime is dedicated to him prophesizing a red wave that Moses would shy away from. In fact, Hannity says he has no idea where this notion came from. He's on a mission to track me down and give me quite the talking to. Yeah, put that on a to-do list, Sean. Let's see the Republican health care plan. Still needed to locate that 6 years in the making. Evidence of voter fraud? Yeah, right. Your winner sure is booked, Sean. Better take a couple of months off cable TV. Oh, wait, you have absolutely no other skill set, right? We can't let little Sean go hungry. We've got to keep him in his cozy little corporate welfare gig. All of those morons, Gingrich, Hannity, and of course the giant orange sleaze bucket, spent a few $100 million flying around the country, munching caviar on blank checks from the RNC, spinning their little lies of red waves in the fascist rallies. Trump would scan the crowd and see 500 people there amongst a state of 13 million and proclaim, if everyone here votes, we've got it in the bag. Oh, the bright minds behind the GOP. But that's the MAGA GOP for you. There isn't one of them that would know legislation from a hole in the wall. They know nothing about leadership, but they play acted on TV, sort of like the followers who knew nothing about America but loved dressing up as their favorite G.I. Joe character and playing Castle Siege on our nation's capital to save their fat orange damsel in distress from the scary feds.
Fox News' Sean Hannity admitted under oath that he never believed the lie that former President Donald Trump was cheated of victory in the 2020 presidential election by voting tech firm Dominion Voting Systems. Hannity and a top Fox News executive who oversees primetime programs told a different story about Trump's false claims of fraud under oath and in front of attorneys during separate depositions in a $1.6 billion defamation suit. While the depositions happened in August, their statements emerged the other day in a Delaware Superior Court hearing relating to a series of motions by the two sides in the case. I did not believe it for 1 second, Hannity testified, according to an attorney for Colorado-based Dominion Voting Systems, who was offering it as a precise quote. So Hannity knows the truth behind the scenes, but he's making his opinion of election fraud claims on air and giving time to those pushing the big lie in front of an audience who thinks all of this is facts. But first, you should know that Hannity is aware of who he is and what he does. He'll admit it.
I don't claim to be a journalist. I claim to be a talk show host.
With that said, the problem with this was presented back in March of 2017 when Hannity had this exchange with Ted Koppel during an interview.
I have to give some credit to the American people that they're somewhat intelligent and that they know the difference between an opinion show and a news show.
Yeah.
You're cynical. Look at that.
I am cynical because,
You think we're bad for America? You think I'm bad for America?
Yeah.
You do?
In the long haul, I think you
Really?
and all these opinion
That's
shows.
sad, Ted.
No, you know why?
That's sad.
Because you're very good at what you do, and because you have attracted a significantly more
are selling the
influential.
American
let me
people
finish
short.
Let me finish the sentence
I'm
before
listening.
you do that.
With all due respect.
You have attracted people who are determined that ideology is more important than fact.
Hannity told on himself while asking that unprompted question, do you think I'm bad for America? Meanwhile, Ted Koppel's argument was what the audience thinks, feels, believes based on what Hannity reports. And Hannity is good at it. A few weeks later, addressing the coverage of this interview, Hannity said this 60-plus second snippet was an example of edited fake news.
Remember, CBS News is the former home of Dan Rather. Remember, he was forced to resign after reporting an inflammatory fake news story about President George W. Bush. Rather used fake documents to bolster his story. Now, CBS News is also the former home of Cheryl Atkinson. Remember, she there was marginalized at CBS and stonewalled, and they wouldn't show a lot of our investigative journalism into President Obama as his administration. Is that agenda-driven?
Hannity made this about bias, partisanship, partiality, narratives, and agenda, which is great, sure. But this is a topic that shouldn't be led by him or anyone at Fox News. But that wasn't the point. Can the Fox News viewer tell the difference between an opinion show and a news show? How much does that matter when your opinion isn't rooted in truth or backed by facts?